2 words. That's all it took. In 2024, Haliey Welch said 2 words and became the most famous person on the internet. She went from a regular girl to standing next to Shaq and the Mets in just a few weeks. She was holding a golden ticket, but instead of building a real career, she went for a quick payday. She promoted a crypto coin that raised over $400 million in value within minutes. Think about that. One guy had $35,000. 10 minutes later, he only had $2,000, stating, "I'm a huge fan of Tuah, but you took my life savings." But the scam wasn't even the worst part. It was how she acted when she got caught. She didn't say sorry, she just said good night and hung up. She claimed to be a victim of the same scam herself, but her actions didn't show it. Therefore, in 24 hours, she went from the internet's favorite girl to its biggest villain. This is how Tuah made the biggest mistake in internet history. It was a hot summer night in Nashville, Tennessee. Haliey Welch was just a regular girl working at a spring factory. She was out on Lower Broadway with her friend Chelsea, looking for a good time. That's when they saw 2 YouTubers, Tim and D, doing street interviews. Tim and D were small creators. They only had about 20,000 subscribers on their joint channel. Haliey and her friend walked right up to the camera and asked to be interviewed. She didn't know it yet, but that one decision was about to change her life and the internet forever. So it started as a regular interview, nothing special, but then the interviewer asked one simple question, and Haliey gave an answer that changed everything.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time? That you do.
You gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing.
That one clip broke the internet. Within days, it had tens of millions of views on TikTok and Instagram. And the comments, "Yo, I like her," clapping. Even here in Europe, she's already Woman of the Year, an American treasure. Protect her at all costs. But not everyone saw any sense in it. Why is this so viral? That didn't stop one of the biggest talk shows in the country from picking it up.
I love moments like that where one weird video, it's so funny that the whole world sees.
She's the most famous person on the planet right now.
Suddenly, a regular girl from a small town was the most famous person in the world. But there was one problem. Haliey didn't even have social media. She didn't have an Instagram. She didn't have a TikTok. She was so disconnected from the world that she had to create new accounts just so her millions of new fans had a place to follow her. Okay, she went from a quiet life as a spring factory worker to having hundreds of thousands of followers in the blink of an eye. She was famous, but she was also a target. Imagine being so famous on the internet, but your bank account doesn't show it. While giant companies were selling Tuah hats and shirts, Haliey Welch wasn't getting paid, stating, "The first week of it, I was so embarrassed." But once she saw the merchandise being made and sold online, she thought, if everyone else is making money off of it, I might as well too. Her next move was a good one. For a while, she hired an attorney and signed with a management team. Their job was simple: guide her through the fame and keep her on the right path. And for a while, it worked perfectly. Haliey wasn't just a meme anymore, she was a brand. She was standing on the mound of Citi Field, throwing the first pitch for the New York Mets. She launched her own podcast, Talk to Her with Haliey Welch, and suddenly some of the popular faces on the internet were coming to her.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm ready to talk to you.
She was making $60,000 in merch sales in a single weekend. To most people, that's the dream. She had the momentum, she had the team, and she had the seat at the table. She didn't need to be desperate. But in the shadows of the internet, a different kind of deal was being offered. And the pressure to turn viral in the millions was about to lead her off a cliff. So when crypto developers showed up with a plan to launch a coin in her name, she didn't stop to think. She just said yes. They offered her a $125,000 marketing fee to be the face of the Hawk token. To a normal girl, that sounds like a lot of money, but it was a drop in the bucket compared to what the insiders were planning. To understand how $400 million vanished, you have to look at the notes of this launch. This wasn't just a meme, it was a highly engineered event on the Solana blockchain. In the world of DeFi, or decentralized finance, trust is built on code, but on-chain data showed a disaster waiting to happen. The Hawkonomics were a joke. The public, they were only given 3% of the coins. The remaining 97% concentrated in one massive cluster of wallets. SoScan data tracked a chain of interconnected addresses. Insiders, the team called strategic investors. These weren't fans, they were sharks. And here's the kicker. While Haliey's personal share had a mandatory 12 months lockup period, these strategic wallets had no lockup period. They were fully unlocked and ready to sell on day one. In crypto, we call this a liquidity trap. It's a game where one person owns almost all the pieces, and the moment the public starts playing, the board is flipped. The trap was set. Haliey's job was to bring the noobs, the people who didn't know how to read a smart contract or check source scan. For insiders, it wasn't a community launch. It was leading lambs to the slaughter.
Okay, y'all, drop your Solana wallets. I'm giving out some meme coins for free.
What Tuah should I get next? I want to go shopping after the fight.
The boldness in her face and voice during these promos is worthy of an Oscar. Why? Because she would later admit she didn't even know what crypto was.
I didn't know enough to really get into it.
She was literally being fed every line by the developers.
They present it to me with like little work, like what I told you earlier. Like they'll send me sentences of what to say and I'll just take a selfie video saying it and repeating it. And then I'll send it to the guy that's running it and he'd post it on Twitter.
It's hard to believe, but the person leading millions of fans into a complex crypto project didn't even have the Twitter app on her phone.
Keep in mind, I don't even have Twitter downloaded.
Yeah.
She was leading a digital army while she couldn't even find the front door to the platform. On December 4, 2024, the Hawk coin went live.
My Hawk meme coin is live!
It exploded. Within minutes, the market cap hit nearly $500 million. But even before the crash, the scam had already started. They charged a massive 15% gas fee on every buy and directed nearly $2 million in cash before the coin even moved. Then the hammer dropped. As soon as the value hit $490 million, the insiders hit sell. They dumped everything. The market cap didn't just drop, it evaporated. It fell from $490 million to $60 million in 12 minutes. The internet was on fire. People were asking, did Haliey Welch just scam her own fans?
There are 4 groups to look out for here. 1, you have Hawk Tuah girl, who is promoting this thing. 2, you have this guy Doc Hollywood, who is like Howie Mandel's like son-in-law or something like that. Like he's this guy who has some connections in Hollywood, and he seems to be the guy connecting Hawk Tuah girl with crypto, and he said he was teaching her a meme coin class, okay? 3, you have the guys running the crypto token, and 4, you have the insiders who paid money to get early access to this coin and then are rug pulling a lot of Haliey Welch's fans. Who you exactly want to assign blame to is up to you. A lot of people are saying, oh, she didn't know any better. She's getting taken advantage of. Maybe, or maybe she's making a ton of money.
On a live Twitter space, things got ugly. The developers, led by Alex Larson Shorts, didn't apologize. They talked down on the investors, they blamed snipers for the crash, essentially everyone else but themselves.
Snipers sniped it up to an insane market.
No, it's not just snipers.
That was not us.
They were demeaning to people who had just lost their life savings.
If you guys are in crypto, you're most likely mentally ill. And I'm going to count myself as mentally ill for even being here right now. We're trying to actually have fun. We're trying to do something cool. We're trying to give meme tokens away for free to people who have never had any crypto before, any meme token. And you guys should be kissing my
But someone else was listening. The internet's top detective was watching it all happen in real time, and he was about to pull back the curtain. When Coffeezilla got the opportunity to speak, he pointed out the wallet clusters. Groups of digital wallets that were all linked together to pump the price before the dump. It was a calculated move, and Haliey Welch's face was the front door to the whole thing.
Questions? I'm raising my hand. Hey guys.
What Coffeezilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the f are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled. There was snipers, but there was also insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
Haliey's next move was a PR disaster. As the Twitter space went on, the tension was at a breaking point. People weren't just angry, they were devastated. They were all looking to Haliey for a shred of empathy, a sign that she cared, but they didn't get it. Instead of staying to help or demanding answers from her team, Haliey gave the most cold-hearted response possible.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
And then she hung up. That one sentence sealed her fate. While her fans were staring at empty bank accounts, she was getting beauty sleep. The internet's reaction was instant and brutal. She was there in the space with him defending it. I assumed maybe she was just before, but honestly, after hearing how she acted in the space, it's clear she doesn't care. She's probably hoping that if she leaves it a few days, it'll all be forgotten about. Her team is probably praying some other celebrity somewhere does a rug pull to take the heat off. Ignorance in this case is not a defense. Someone approaches you to use you as the public face of any endeavor, you do your effing research. This is the end for her now, and she will be known as a scammer forever. The top comments on every platform became a single haunting sentence. We made the wrong person famous. In less than 24 hours, the Tuah girl went from the internet's darling to its biggest villain. She proved that fame can be an accident, but staying famous is a choice. But the story didn't even end with a good night. According to Haliey, after months of investigation, the SEC and the FBI closed their files. No charges, no fines.
They interrogated me, asking me questions and everything else related to crypto. All the people in my phone that I've talked to about crypto, they went through my phone. So they cleared me. I was good to go, and then the SEC picked it up. And then they didn't want to talk with me, but they wanted my phone. So I sent my phone off to them for 2 or 3 days, and I guess they cloned my phone, copied it, something. But they went through my phone, I was cleared from them, and I wasn't named on the lawsuit either.
They walked through her life, cloned her phone, and found exactly what she claimed, a girl who was out of her depth. To the law, Haliey Welch is an innocent bystander. But to the investors who lost millions, the verdict doesn't change the math.
The team hasn't sold one token, and then they post obviously a screenshot of a lot of sells from insiders who did not have to pay. You can see on the bot side, there's nothing, and then on the sold side, they're making a lot of money. So how did you get free tokens? Well, you were an insider.
The timeline of the events that followed the Hawk token crash made her role in the scandal much worse. The day after the crash, she was on the Twitter space with her team speaking rudely.
Okay, then why the f are you on?
It took her 16 days to write an apology on Twitter. And worst of all, her first video addressing the scam came 167 days after. She waited to be cleared by the government, then popped back up on her podcasts months later, hoping the digital dust had settled. But the internet has a much longer memory than she anticipated. Her tell-all explanation didn't even break the internet. It barely broke 150,000 views. And the comments don't even go there. Summary: I got paid to promote something I couldn't be bothered to learn about. I'm criminally cleared and I feel no remorse for my community I harmed. Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed. Posting this as a last-ditch effort and still not getting past 14k views in a day is hilarious. Nobody says Hawk Tuah anymore. The world had moved on. And when she was given a chance to make it right, to at least return her $125,000 marketing fee to the people who lost their life savings, she refused. She claimed the money was already gone.
You take every dollar that you made on this and you market by this token and you lock it up. You walk away from it. You don't ever see that money. You can never touch it again.
I got paid a marketing fee. That's all I made. I did not make a dime from the coin itself. But at this point, like everything I paid for like PR crisis, a new lawyer, every bit of it went to that. So, I mean, I've really come out with nothing.
Spent on the very lawyers and PR teams hired to fix her image. The law says she's innocent, but the 167 days of silence says something else. It says that in the world of high-stakes viral fame, the fans are often just exit liquidity. Aged just 23, Haliey Welch is still young, and she may have escaped the handcuffs, but she couldn't escape the fallout. It's hard to see her rewriting her story like IShowSpeed did in our last video. One of them learned to lead, the other was content just being a puppet. I'm MrVignette, keep your eyes on the yellow.